We're back with another video. This time we're on Dune, the first book. We're on chapter 1. And it was pretty decent. It was a good chapter. Like, I guess I'll summarize the chapter, right? So mainly the chapter was, thank you. I don't know why I blanked so hard. Paul had a test with like the Emperor's Truth Slayer, I think. What's her name again? We'll double check. It's gonna be like, kind of like a book club thing. We're being honest. Oh, lady. The Reverend Mother. That's what she's called, but I thought she had a name too, right? Okay, Reverend Mother Gaius Helen Mohiam. Mohiam? So really, this chapter was mainly to set up their lore of, what's this guy's name? Or their chosen one. It's a weird title name also. Let me see. The Kishwatz Haderach. There we go. So, I'm getting names now. Oh my goodness. The names down and whatnot. So the test was for Paul to do this test with the Reverend Mother. He puts his hand inside the Jabbar, or this box. Or I think the Jabbar is like the needle. Yeah, the Jabbar is the needle. Puts to his neck, and it's like kind of like a pain tolerance test to see how long he like leave his hand in there. And so she then realizes like Paul like lasted for a very long time. That's like very rare because like, most women who did this test, didn't last as long as Paul. So it's like a survival test to like see how long you were surviving. And like Paul like kind of exceeded expectations. And the reason why that is so special is because with Paul, he's like, from what we're seeing right now, he's like the first dude or male to be able to like have like, Truth Slayer like powers. And that could be root to the legend of the name I just said right beforehand, which was the Kishwatz Haderach. The KH, we'll just call him KH for short. The KH legend. So, the reason why this is special is because his mom was supposed to have a daughter, but she instead had a Paul. We don't know why just yet. But Paul was born instead, and she's kind of like teaching him the ways of the Genet. I think they're called the Genet Baset. Jean Baset? The Bean Jaraset. The Beaning Jaraset. But so she was supposed to bear a daughter, bore a son instead. And she's kind of like teaching him the ways of that. And we see that in the beginning of the chapter 2, where it's like picking up on like his mom's like, slight tensions and stiffness when it comes to like, him asking her a question about like what this test is and whatnot. Because at the very beginning of the chapter, Paul's in bed, right? And he's hearing like movement throughout the castle. Then like the lady, the grandmother, if you will, she's looking at Paul sleeping, or Paul was sleeping, like, and the mother Jessica was looking at him too, talking about like, the test and whatnot. And then she said she notices how Paul is awake actually, she respects him being like kind of sly, especially like being in royalty. He's supposed to be kind of sly as well. So stuff like that as well. It's kind of very interesting. It's kind of like setting up how Paul is, I want to say, on point, if that makes sense. And very aware of things. Like he's picking up on things pretty well. Like again, and all because like his mother's training. Because again, his mother was teaching the ways of like her, not her religion cult, but like that sect of the Benin. Is it Benin Jaraset? I'm butchering these words. I'm gonna learn these words eventually, right? With figuring out like slight movements, seeing people are tense, nods and stuff like that. And so like the next morning when his mom comes in, he knows like she's very tense and moving differently, even though like she's trying to hide it. Paul senses those things as well. You know what I mean? So that's kind of cool. And then even later in the chapter 2, when Paul and the grandmother are talking, like, what's he face? Like, he picks up on the essence of her telling the truth. And like that happened multiple times throughout the chapter when Paul himself was like, okay, she's telling the truth right now. Well, since she's telling the truth when she's like telling certain things. And then near kind of the end, she notices that Paul figured out that she was telling the truth for certain things. So then she got like this kind of a small spark of excitement, like, oh, he could be the HK. You know what I mean? So it's also interesting as well. But then at the end of the chapter, she reveals. Let me read the line right here. Now, what makes the cage, the which Hadark so special, is that for the Ben just said, there's only like a woman cult, or not, but like woman, like, you know, I won't say group. They can only go down female paths when it comes to like memories and whatnot and past lives. So they take I think it's like the truth serum, the truth slayer drug. So only women can take that. But what makes the Kishwak Hadark so special is that he go down both the woman path and the male path as well. So both the masculine and feminine. That makes him so special. He can go down two different paths, while only the woman going to go down one path, which makes him special. But the issue is most men who did take the Truth Slayer drug, they always die. That's the thing right there. So at some point he might have to take the Truth Slayer drug just to see if he is the one. But we don't know yet. But right now it's kind of like up in the air to see if Paul is, you know, this blessing they speak of. But also the beginning of the chapter 2. I don't think they mentioned in the chapter, like the beginning of the chapter have like this little paragraph, and I think each chapter does this as well. I'll read it to you. A beginning is the time for taking the most delicate care that the balances are correct. This every sister of the Bajin Jarrett knows. To begin your study of the life of Muad'Dib, then take care that you first place him in his time. Born the 57th year of the Paladish Emperor Saddam IV, and take the most special care that you locate Muad'Dib in his place, the planet Arrakis. Do not be deceived by the fact that he was born on Caladan and lived his first 15 years there. Arrakis, the planet known as Dune, is forever his place. So, from the manual of Muad'Dib by Princess Urlan. We don't know who that is yet. Well, we might be able to know who it is because at the end of the book, it has like a whole encyclopedia as well. So maybe we should check that out. But the manual of... Let me see. A... H-I-J-K... L-M-N... Mala Slave... Muad'Dib, no, the manual of Muad'Dib is not in the encyclopedia. Very interesting though. By the Princess Urlan. So I think what this is trying to say, right? That you locate the Muad'Dib in his place, the planet Arrakis. Do not be deceived by the fact that he was born on Caladan. Okay. And lived his first 15 years. And lived his first 15 years there. Arrakis, the planet known as Dune's forever his place. Okay, so this has to be talking about in the past tense. Is what I'm thinking, right? To begin your study. Yeah, I think this is in the past since Muad'Dib, because we know Muad'Dib is Paul in his first 15 years on Caladan. That's his planet right now. Because right now, Paul is even Caladan to go to Arrakis. Because also, too, what's going on is his family's moving to Arrakis because their rival family, the Hirokans, are leaving the planet after the ending of some proxy war, I believe. I think that okay, yeah, right here. Perfect timing. So his teacher of assassins, his name is Thurfer Hawat, his father's master of assassins, there we go, had explained it, their mortal enemies, the Horakans, had been on Arrakis 80 years, holding the planet in a quasi-fief under a Choam company contract to mine geriatric spice, melange, whatever. Now the Harkonnens were leaving to be replaced by the House Atreides in Fife. Complete, an apparent victory for the Duke Leto. Yet what had this appearance contained the deadliest peril, for the Duke Leto was popular among the great houses of the Landsraad. So after 80 years, Harkonnens left. So I'm trying to do a good way of somebody will also tell the story. So I don't know because I don't know how I should do this, right? I don't know if I should just read the chapter, then talk about it. Would that be kind of like an audio book? Oh, maybe that would be kind of fun. We'll see. We'll try again next chapter to see if I'm more comfortable talking about these chapters. You know what I mean? But no, the Rockins left, and now it was good to do Leto. But they're saying this isn't a real gift right now because they're a very popular family that will have a lot of eyes on them, a lot of enemies will be against them as well. And yeah, was that really it? That's kind of it. I think I hit all the major points. Ooh, I think another just interesting point that I kind of liked is how much Paul is I say very protective of his mother, like how his mother was being very respected by the Grand Lady. I can call her the Grand Lady, the Reverend Mother. There we go. The Reverend Mother was talking to her in a very formal tone, not informal tone, calling her by her first name, when she's the wife of a duke and whatnot. So she'd be speaking with more respect to what Paul thought. And throughout the chapter, whenever the Reverend Mother would kind of talk down to his mother, to Paul's mother, Paul will feel very upset will be very upset by that. So stuff like that too, I think is kind of important. Paul's love for his mother for sure, and him, being upset that someone's disrespected right in front of his face. But yeah, overall, solid first chapter. Was there anything else I want to touch over that I missed? No, I think I had all the major points. Yeah, that's it for the first chapter of Dune, guys. I'm pretty excited to go through this book with you guys. And as you know, the goal is, what we're going to do is read the book, then watch the movie on Twitch. So if you are ready for this journey of reading Dune together, please like and subscribe and follow me on Twitch so we can watch this movie together when we finish the book. And then review the movie and compare the book afterwards and all that fun stuff. But yeah, until next time, y'all be easy, alright?